Hey YouTube, Mr. Terry back here once again for another video. This video comes again from Oversimplified. This one is on the Emu War. So this came requested to me from the comment section. And if you have videos, especially history-related videos that you'd like to see me talk about, be sure to leave those in the comments as well. So we're going to check out the Emu War, which I know very little about. I could tell it has to do with Australia and probably emus. And I don't know, I'm interested to see kind of what they got here. Now, I will make sure to put a link to the original video down below. I encourage you to go and support the original video creators if you liked their videos, so they can get the respect that they deserve. So I'll make sure to put that down in the description. And yeah, check that out. All right, let's go ahead and get started and see what the Emu War is all about.
This is Australia. For the man who imagines being strangled by a tarantula while a kangaroo breaks his kneecaps and thinks, yes please.
Is that true, Australians?
For the man who pictures himself being eaten by a snake in the burning outback while eating a Vegemite sandwich and thinks, yes please. And that man was Governor Arthur Phillip, who landed in eastern Australia in 1788, presumably saw a dingo being eaten by a crocodile, being eaten by a death adder, being eaten by a koala, being eaten by Mel Gibson, and thought to himself, yes.
Because he's Australian.
Now I know what you're thinking, but oversimplified, the British didn't discover Australia, the Vikings did. And you'd be wrong. I'm
Vikings
not sure
ad incoming.
But hey, if you love Vikings so much, then why don't you check out today's sponsor, Vikings War of Clans.
Yeah, you gotta support them when they do that. They'll throw in these Viking ads. The best one was when they were doing the American Revolution. They were talking about the Europeans finding America or whatever, starting with Columbus. And then of course they say the Vikings did it first.
And what makes its world so addictive is that more than 20 million online players are constantly changing the way it evolves by never-ending fighting over resources,
for their sponsor,
and competing in live events. Support my channel by downloading Vikings for free, only from my links in the description box below, and get the special bonus of 200 gold coins and a protective shield.
Ooh, gotta have a shield. Alright, what do we got?
Buy! Man, this is great. The market will continue to grow forever. But what if it doesn't? Oh crap, I never thought of that.
What do we got? Great Depression here.
And the stock market crashed, which led to economic downturn, which meant banks wouldn't lend anyone any money, which led to more economic downturn, which meant everyone stopped buying stuff, which led to more economic downturn. And hey, what if all the crops in the Great Plains were destroyed in a drought, and then a big dust storm engulfed the area? That's right, more economic downturn. And in an effort to combat the crisis, America began imposing tariffs on foreign imports, which made the economic downturn go global, and the earth got really depressed. But one day...
All right, quick note about the Great Depression. The worst thing that can happen to an economy, when we looked at things historically, is when people lose faith in it. When people stop buying, when people change kind of a lot of their patterns and everybody does it in mass, it makes things worse. Like it happened in the Great Depression. The paranoia picked up. And then when people lost faith in banks, everybody's going to try to get their money out of a bank. Banks don't have enough money to do that sort of thing. And then, the other problems that happened in the Great Depression, like you talked about how in America you had the Dust Bowl, right? So at the same time we have our worst economic disaster in America, we have maybe our worst ecological disaster. And farmers were actually hit probably soonest and hardest with the Great Depression. Maybe not the soonest, but definitely among the hardest. And a lot of that goes back to actually to World War I, because one thing World War I did was created a huge demand for food, which was great for farmers, right? Because supply and demand, and the more the more it's wanted, the more they can sell it for, they can get good prices and that sort of thing. Now what happened after World War I is that demand went down. And when that demand went down, there was still very high production levels and prices went down. And when that happened, then farmers got hit even harder. So I'm assuming maybe they bring it in with, maybe they'll bring it in with Australia if they had a similar issue with farmers. But I could see that, being a problem as well. So anyway, let's see what Muhammad Ali's doing here.
Nation that was hit, which made the economic downturn go global, and the earth got really depressed. But one nation that was hit harder than most by the whole affair, Australia. The problem for Australia was that it relied heavily on its export industries, and in the current economic climate, no one was buying. To make things worse, Australia had introduced its own currency and pegged it onto the gold standard via the British pound, but then the UK started messing with its own peg on the gold standard, and if this is starting to sound confusing, then let me oversimplify it for you. Hey, UK. Looks like my car's broken down. Want to give me a tow? No problem, friend. I got you.
Getting a tow, but they're not going to be able to pull them very far, are they? Or just goes down with them. That makes sense. Yeah, when you're so reliant on that other
The point I'm trying to make is things weren't good, and in particular, it was Australia's farmers that were suffering most. After the First World War, Australia had given returning veterans land for farming, but with the current economic crisis, the farmers just weren't making enough money, and many left to go find work in the cities. But for those who remained, things were about to get even worse. Before we get into that, it's time for some cultural exchange. My national bird is the bald eagle. It's a strong patriotic symbol of America and a deeply valued and protected species. My national bird is the peafowl. It's a beautiful creature whose vivid colors represent India, so we list it as a protected species. My national bird is the emu, and it's a pest.
Good choice, huh?
Also bloody delicious. Emus.
Is it? Do you eat emus?
90 to 120 pounds, and able to run at speeds up to 40 miles per hour, usually return to the coast after their breeding season. But suddenly they found Western Australia full of lush,
in the wild
wet farmland. Oh my, look at all this delicious wheat that just so happens to be growing here in large quantities. Hey guys, get a load of this. You know mine. Look at all this wheat that just so happens to be
I love all the little voices. They should ruin the farm.
Hey, who left this big hole in the fence? Guys, get a load of this.
Oh, they get the scraps. They do have their own ecological disaster, but this one by animals, not weather patterns.
What a lovely morning for some farming.
Uh-oh.
What?
Yep.
Those damned emus, they have it in for me. They're bullies. They're nothing but bullies. Calm down, Bruce. They're just animals. It's not personal. Hey, Farmer Bruce, where did you find that hat? The toilet? Yes. 20,000 emus cost the already struggling farmers millions more pounds in lost crops and damages. The situation couldn't continue like this. Something had to be done. So in 1932, the farmers turned to the government for help. You'd think they'd go to the Minister of Agriculture, but these farmers said no. This is a job for the military. So they went to George Pierce, the Minister of Defense. That's right. Australia was to go to war with the emus. But not everyone was happy with the idea. This is barbaric. We can't go slaughtering thousands of our own national bird. Oh, come on, guys. The machine guns will make it quick and painless. Machine guns? You're using machine guns? This is animal cruelty. Look, I know it's unusual, but it's not like we're poachers turning the birds into feather hats. Think of the benefits. It'll be good target practice for our boys. The government can show it took action. Plus, I can get myself a nice new feather hat. Did I say feather hat?
Uh-oh.
I meant I want to gather chat with you about getting you all some nice new feather hats. Did I say feather hats?
Dude,
I meant I want to wage terror at these emus and turn them all into feather hats. Damn it. Of course, Pierce first made the farmers sign an agreement saying that they would pay for the whole thing and that Pierce wouldn't take any of the blame if the operation that was clearly
really
very
put that
stupid
in there.
turned out to indeed be stupid. And the operation went ahead.
Yeah.
Major G.P.W. Meredith and his men were sent with 2 Lewis machine guns to hunt down and take out the evil emu population in Western Australia. Target spotted. Well, was it an emu? No, sir. It's an emo. Damn it, Jones. Learn your vowels.
My Chemical Romance shirt.
Okay, it looks like the humans are coming for us. But check this out. I've come up with an amazing plan. See if you can follow me here, okay? When they approach, we run away. Sir, you're a genius. Pierce sent a camera crew along with the machine gunners to capture some good old propaganda for the government. And the first battle took place in November at Campion. The men spotted a mob of emus from a distance, so they set up their guns and opened fire. The emus split up into smaller groups and ran in every direction. The men were only able to kill what they called a number of birds, but the vast majority got away. Cut!
You need a logo. Why not make it today? With Taylor Brands, you can create a professional logo within...
Surprisingly, many of the emus were able to take multiple bullets, but still run at full speed to safety, causing Meredith to compare them to tanks, saying if we had a military division with the bullet-carrying capacity of these birds, it would face any army in the world. Okay, we need to get closer.
Mechanize the... or militarize the emu.
No, you idiots, not to me, to the emus. Oh, sorry. No. I like it. So next, they tried sneaking up on a large number of emus near a local dam and firing at short range. Maybe the men were just unlucky, but my professional opinion says the emus were magic, because both guns jammed after just 12 emus were killed, and once again, the rest got away. Cut! The men were feeling a little humiliated after losing to a pack of discount ostriches, so they decided to move further south, where the emus were said to be tamer. And this time, they had a new strategy. Okay, Jones, here's the plan. You mount the machine gun in the back, I'll chase the emus, you shoot.
Gotta be faster.
Got it.
And probably even harder. Blows up.
I'm gonna shove that camera up your... The operation was a fiasco, and the press had a field day. In Parliament, Pierce was lambasted, and an opposition party member suggested that medals should be handed out to the emus, who had won every round so far. Pierce, feeling quite humiliated, called the operation off, but 4 days later the farmers approached again and said, "Hey man, the emus are still eating all our crops. Can you send the army back out here?" And Pierce was like, Yeah, okay. So the operation was back on for round 2.
They got it this time,
and this time Meredith and his men had learned the emus' guerrilla tactics and were much more successful, with reports suggesting the men were cutting down 300 emus every week. I hope you boys are getting great footage of this. What on earth are you filming?
What effect is it going to have?
Despite the success, the media had lost interest in the whole thing. But with 1,000 emus killed, Pierce finally ended the operation and returned to Parliament declaring victory for the humans. So there were 20,000 emus out there destroying crops, and you've killed 1,000. Meaning there's still 19,000 emus out there.
Yeah, they didn't do very well.
And in addition, you've burned through 10,000 rounds of ammunition. Meaning you wasted 10 rounds per confirmed kill. That's right. I'm gonna go ahead and call this one for the emus.
Yeah.
At least I got a feather hat.
Got his hat, though.
What? So in the end, the emus won the Great Emu War of 1932, and the emus continued to wreak havoc on the farmers for years to come.
Oh, look at 'em.
The government introduced a bounty system, which saw some success. But for a moment, let's take some time to remember the brave men who said goodbye to their families and risked their lives to take on the great, evil emu population in Western Australia. But even more importantly, let's think of the friends they made, the bond they created, and the memories they shared.
All right, remembrance.
Take me home to golden fields and sights of days gone by. It's where the heart lies with stories on.
Hey, guys, I solved the emu crisis. Really? How? I just made some better faces.
Yeah. That did seem like what they should have just done. Just defend your crops better. Yeah, just defend your crops better, right? I mean, they're pretty tall. I don't know how high they can get up, but that was fantastic. That was probably the funniest oversimplified video I've seen thus far. But that was a really interesting thing when you have this like animal infestation or whatever, and then you see the government, how inept they were at trying to solve it. Here in America, they just, you know, when there's an overpopulation of deer, they just tell the hunters, hey, go out and take care of them, right? But what an interesting thing, and playing right in the middle of the Great Depression and things like that. Well, that was funny. So anyway, they lost. The Australians lost to emus. So undefeated, right? Okay. Well, anyways, thanks for watching this. Again, if you liked it, make sure you go to the link below to like and subscribe to the Oversimplified folks. They do such a great job. They make these just great videos. The animations are great. You can see they get funny and things like that. And but this one was recommended to me. And if you have a history related video you'd like me to check out, leave in the comments. I'll see if I can get around to it. Especially if it's recommended a lot, and I'll try to do that. And again, if you like more of these videos of reacting to history videos, please subscribe to this channel right here, and we'll definitely have more on the way. So with that, again, thanks for coming, and I hope to see you next time.